Today we're talking about what to do when she cancels on you but does not give you an alternate date. Now, you got so excited for this date, right? You're really excited for this date to happen, but then she sends you that text. And when you read it, you totally understand her reason because things happen, life happens. And she even says she wants to postpone. She may say, hey, can we rain check? But she doesn't give you any other dates. So now that leaves you confused and wondering, is she even interested? Because if she's interested, she would at least try and give me some dates to work off of, right? Well, not always. So also, later in this video, you want to continue watching because I'm also going to be talking about when a lady also gives you vague answers of when she's free and doesn't give you any solid dates, because that's really confusing as well. So stay tuned for that because it's pretty much related. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is she interested? I will say, yeah, probably still. I hope you guys know that even though it's so quick and easy to judge someone because she did not text what you would normally text, it's actually really common for people in general. It doesn't have to be someone they're in a relationship. It could be with friends. Well, they'll text someone and say, hey, something came up, let's postpone. And at that point, they don't have their calendar in front of them. They can't even think of the dates at that point because they're actually busy. Maybe they'll think they'll come back to it later. You don't know, right? But most of the time, people who are intentionally sending these texts are not thinking, okay, I'm gonna tell him I want to postpone and not give him dates because I hope he is clear that I'm not interested. No, that normally doesn't happen, right? Even if, as I'm saying that out loud and to you, do you really think many people would do so? Now, it's her next actions that really tells you if she's interested or not. So the first thing I want you guys to do when this happens, there's the first step, first and probably big and only step, is to make sure that when she sends you that, immediately after, ask her when are the next 2 times she's free, or within the next 2 to 3 weeks, when are you free? Do not, one, glaze over what just happened. Most of my guys tend to say they understand what happened to her and, wow, I hope that went well for you. I'm sorry you're so busy. And then they go off to texting about something else and they let the whole date planning slide. Don't do that. Number 2, what most people do is they'll ask, oh, when are you free next? Or they'll ask, so are you free this Friday? How about next Thursday? How about this? And both of them, one, they basically give you one answer, right? And a lot of times when you ask, when are you free next? It pushes her to give you only one date. And if you are not free that date, then you have to go back again and ask her, oh shoot, I'm not free that day. What about this day? And then that leads into what I just said. The second point is when you give an alternative of, what about Thursday or Friday? And then she goes, oh shoot, I can't because I have tutoring, piano lessons, whichever it is. And then it goes back and forth into this really tedious ping pong match. And quite honestly, a lot of people disappear at that point because you then think, is this really worth it? So that's why I suggest to be specific about it. When she gives you 2 at least alternative dates, you can usually find yourself free in one or the other. Or if you're giving her a time frame of 2 to 3 weeks, when is she free? Then she actually has to look at her calendar and give you some dates. And that's that. And normally at that point, she does give you some date and then you follow up later and then you date and then all is good. Now that doesn't always happen, right? So what if she cancels again if you do set another date? Watch for the last step of this video because it's relevant to that. Now, what if she gives you an answer that says, oh, I'm really busy this weekend, and then the next weekend, I'm not so sure? Vague answer, right? That doesn't help. So here are 4 steps to do when that happens to you. Number 1 is you want to come from a curious point and try to understand what events she has going on. That way you can understand what's important to her. And also that helps you reduce the frustration you have with her because you get to understand if it's friends or family, especially if they're visiting, totally reasonable that it's important to her. And quite honestly, at this point, you're not a priority. because you're just getting to know each other. So I hope you don't expect that you all of a sudden should be her number one. Also, that way it allows a conversation to continue to expand later on as well. But once again, get a deep understanding of what these events are. That way you can also see what's important to her. And then number 2, make sure you text her and let her know that you will check in with her in that time that she has pending events. So that way you don't have to feel awkward and she doesn't feel pressured if you all of a sudden and continuously keep asking her, so are you free? Do you have events? Is that going on? But instead she knows that you're going to check in. So that already gives her a bookmark in her own mind. If she already knows if the event is happening, she will let you know, or she just knows you're going to check in. So it's always helpful to just be aware of when someone is going to do that. That's it, right? I mean, it's normal for people to check in. Then number 3, you check in with her and see if she's free. Now, if she gives you another vague answer, you're gonna go back to the previous step and ask her, be curious about the events, do the other steps, be curious, tell her you're gonna check in with her. And then if she once again gives you another vague answer, it's time to send that straightforward text. So this kind of goes back, I'm jumping everywhere guys, sorry, but this kind of goes back to the beginning. Like if she cancels again, let's say in the previous step, she actually sets a date and then she cancels again in the last minute. This is the same thing. If she gives you vague answers continuously, it's a 3 strikes or you're out. You guys, I want you to set boundaries for yourself. I feel like a lot of guys want to drag this along and don't want to rock the boat or don't want her to feel bad, whichever it is. But honestly, this is your relationship too. And do you want to be in a relationship with someone who keeps being flaky or just inconsistent? And sometimes ladies don't even know they're doing this. This is why it's important to have a straightforward text. And in that straightforward text, what you want to have is you want to state the facts, you want to state your concerns, and then you want to open it up to her. And making sure that also at the end, you are making clear what the goal and the intent is. And the goal and the intent is just to be on the same page, not waste each other's time, right? And making sure that you can even say, I don't want to keep bugging you about this. I do want to meet you, but I don't want to make sure I'm bugging you in your busy times. So with that kind of format, you can formulate texts like these that I'm putting on the screen right now, right? So you want to just state what has happened, because it has happened, your own concerns, what you want, open it up to her and just say, let me know. You know, I just want to be honest and I appreciate honest communication. Let me know what you think and, you know, we'll take it from there. And that's that, right? Those are the steps to follow. I know that's kind of a lot, but I find it really important to make sure that you go through all those steps because you're actually giving someone a chance. At least you can walk away knowing that you did your best. You gave her your all. And if she decides to walk away, you know, you can say, you know, I tried and hey, I got a clear answer now, so we're all good. And then you just take it from there. And I will let you guys know that I've had plenty of clients that have come around, and those ladies have come around because they'll notice, oh shoot, I didn't even realize I was doing that. I really need to reevaluate how I am on dates and with people, or maybe I need to step back and not date. Either way, it's a win-win for you because it's clear for you, right? I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you at the next one.